Hello, welcome to our Neo4j Crash Course Episode 8. In this episode, we're going to talk about the where. Where is not a clause in its own, rather it is a part of match, optional match, and with. In the case of with, where simply filters the result. For match and optional match on the other hand, where adds constraint to the patterns described. It should not be seen as a filter after the matching is finished. We need to understand that where is being used for adding constraints and filtering. When we are adding match constraints, this is where most of the optimized part for retrieving the nodes, while filtering will be based on the result set in the pipeline. These steps can be repeated multiple times based on the query. Also, it's better to think that match constraints will be used to query the starting node of the graph and traverse to it and filter when necessary. Now that we've discussed the difference between match and filtering, let's proceed. Boolean operators. You can use Boolean operators and, or, SOR, and NOT. Here is an example query. Filter on node label. Matching nodes with label can also be done like this. Notice that matching of the label is on the where, not on the match clause. Filter on node or relationship property. To filter node, we need to store the reference of the node and access like this. It can also be done with the relationship property like this. The next one will be the filtering on dynamic computed node property. To filter on a property using a dynamically computed name, use square bracket syntax like this. Notice that we are using with here to store a value on a variable. This is almost the same of how you access properties in POHO. The next one is filtering on property existing. This will match only nodes or relationship with the defined property exist. Now that we have covered the basic usage of where, let's proceed to string matching. The prefix and suffix of a string can be matched using starts with and ends with. To undertake a substring search that is matched regardless of the location within a string, use contains. The matching is a case sensitive. Attempting to use this operator on values which are not strings will return null. Here is an example of starts with. And for ends with, you can do it like this. And here is for the contains. We can also make use of negation not for all three string operators. This concludes the episode 8. See you in the next video, which we are going to talk about the continuation of the where clause.